All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back, and thanks for watching. So, I've got some parts and pieces in my hands, all the brass fittings for the air ride. I'm making a little manifold here to hold the air lines and the pressure switch and everything else. I did get some 90-degree 3/8 MPT fittings for the air struts. So this is the other one that we were using, a little tiny 1/4 inch nothing. And I figured that's gonna really restrict the airflow coming in and out of the shocks. I want them to be a little faster than that. I want it to go up and down pretty quickly. So we went ahead and got 3/8 fittings, and we're just gonna thread them in and make sure they're awesome, and then we're going to run the bigger 3/8 lines. But we're going to get that done. We're going to get all 4 corners switched out to the 3/8 line, and then we're going to go ahead and start building the shelf and putting the interior back in the back so we can start laying out all of the height sensors and the distribution block, and the compressors are already in. Now, that being said, they're only in with self-tapping screws so that I could get the holes for the mounting location. So I'm going to go ahead and get some bolts, nuts and bolts and washers for that. And we're gonna do air ride today. We're gonna go ahead and try and get the interior back in, get the shelf in, at least the wood. Now, I've got some nice underfelt for the speaker box material that I'm going to wrap it in or upholster it. But we're going to definitely get at least the wood trimmed up and try and get it in today. If I can do the interior and I can do the shelf, the wood panel back there, we can start mocking up and laying out all of our air suspension. And heck yeah, also really good news. I think I found another oil filter housing in the last video when we were messing with the engine. It was a bummer. So the one that I bought a couple of months ago that I set on the shelf and didn't even think about checking because we weren't messing with the motor at that time, it didn't fit. So I was kind of bummed. And I think I found another one. There's a big meet down in San Diego, a Cars and Coffee from Throttle. So I'm going to go physically lay eyes on their Eclipse. I'm going to get a couple of measurements off the back for the chassis mount wing, but I'm going to physically look at the car. So that is huge. I'm excited about that. And I've already lined up, after that's done, I'm going to stop in Fallbrook to another DSMer, and he said he's got one that didn't fit his motor. His motor's a 6-bolt. Mine is a 7-bolt. So I think if it didn't fit his and mine didn't fit mine, I think we can just swap them out. And if he doesn't, I'll just buy it from him, no big deal. But I'm excited, and I am ready to jam out and get some work done. So unfortunately, I got to pull all the shocks back out because we've decided to run bigger lines, and we're going to get into that. So here we go. What's happening, everybody? It is the next day and I got some decent sleep last night. I got out here this morning, I cut up some cardboard boxes. We're gonna go inside and we're gonna make a template for the back shelf, and then after that I'm gonna get the Sparco fuel door finished up and that over fender back on with all the nice pretty black fasteners. We're gonna get hopefully the back shelf installed. I'm going to drop the fuel tank and start running all of the lines for the air suspension. So hopefully we can get that knocked out today and get this car back on the ground. That's a little closer. Still have to trim up a whole bunch on the sides. So the level with this area down here is not up on the armrest. It's actually sunk down on the side of the armrest on the plastic trim pieces right here and here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start trimming that slowly and and try and get it to fit perfectly. It still needs to come back about, I don't know, about 1.5 inches, and it needs to sit down 3 inches, 2.5 to 3 inches. So we'll get to playing with that. So this right here, I'm planning on getting it like even with the roll cage. Right now it's kind of out, but I'm gonna trim this top piece and slide that back as far as I can get it back up against that back floor pan, and then we'll tag it in place and make it all awesome. And in theory, it should be even with the roll cage instead of just right on the outside. I thought I'd like it better on the outside, but I think when I cover it with carpet, I think that this is going to look weird protruding past the roll cage. I think if it's right in line, I think it'll look sick. And I might even add a little piece come out here and just kind of right in between the roll cage and go back. I think that would look sick too. But I gotta get this car done, so I might just add a couple of little pieces, one big triangle here and one little triangle there, and cover that up and cover it in the speaker box felt and call it a day, because I am about out of time with this car. I've got so much to do in so little time that we definitely don't want to be messing around. We gotta get it done. We gotta get it done quickly, but still make it super badass. I'm not gonna sacrifice the quality of work that we've been doing to this car. I'm not gonna sacrifice that because we're running out of time. If stuff is not going to get done because we're running out of time, then oops, let me get you on this side, a better view. All right, so like I was saying, I'm not going to sacrifice quality of work for quantity if we're running out of time. So if the car is going to have to not get some things that I wanted to do, then that's the case. Then we'll do it after it's delivered to my son, and me and my son can work on it together to push it over the top. That's fine with me, but I'm not going to sit here and do shit half-ass because I'm running out of time and I want to get it all done. I'll just not do it and then work on it when I get up there. I plan on definitely keeping the YouTube channel going, so after the Eclipse, I've got a little toss-up. I want to build a 350Z drift car, full-on angle kit, turbo, maybe not a turbo to start out with, but I want a drift car. So after the Eclipse is done, we're probably going to get into that. Or if I can find something that my daughter likes, I might start building her something. If it's a truck, it's a truck. If it's a car, it's a car. I don't know what she wants. She did tell me she wanted an 89 4x4. I was like, well, I think we can do a little better than 89, but absolutely. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. It's 9:15 and I am exhausted and I'm hungry. I haven't eaten nothing all day. I've been playing with wood and cutting and getting ate by mosquitoes. So as far as that, I think that the box turned out tits. Once I make a few adjustments and wrap it in the underlayment, it is gonna be badass. And I'm sorry that we didn't get the air ride going this weekend, but we definitely will be getting that going next weekend. And then once the air ride's done, I'll probably cut and buff the entire car, and we're gonna get it down to San Diego as quickly as we can because I need graphics. So anyways, good night, and thanks for watching, and we will get into another video next week.